Hi everybody, Nathan Ronen, CFA, here with another update for you on the question of what is the minimum passing score for passing the Level I, Level II, or Level III CFA exam. If you're interested in this update and would like to continue receiving these updates as they come out, please press the subscribe button now and the notifications button so that you can continue to receive them. Well, to be honest with you, as I mentioned in many of my other updates, I do get a flood of questions and emails and text messages and phone calls. And, one question that comes up a lot, especially when people are considering taking the CFA exam or getting into the CFA program, or if they failed one of the CFA exam levels, is the question, hey, Nathan, what is the minimum passing score? I'm going to give you a direct, straight answer, and then I'm going to explain it a little bit further. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter because you have no control over it. If you know that the minimum passing score is 60% of the questions right, 80% of the questions right, 75% of the questions right, does it really matter? Absolutely not. You might think that it helps you to target how many questions you need to get correctly, but at the end of the day, the CFA Institute does not provide you with any kind of results page that shows you exactly how many questions you got right, how many questions you got wrong, which ones you got right, or which ones you got wrong. All they do is they give you sort of like a schematic results page there, with showing how you did relative to other candidates in the different topic areas of your CFA exam. And it's all relative to the people that took it that day. But coming back to the main point here, what's the minimum passing score? There really isn't an official minimum passing score. CFA Institute doesn't come out and say it's 60% or 70% or 80% or 90%, nothing like that at all. There's a lot of rumors out there, a lot of misinformation, a lot of old data like, well, you're supposed to get a score that's 70% of the top 1% of the papers. I mean, that's an old rule that happened many, many years ago. It's a black box, ladies and gentlemen. And there's no official percentage because it probably changes from exam date to exam date, from exam cycle to exam cycle, because it's determined by the Board of Governors. So that's why you don't see CFA Institute or any of its representatives getting on social media and saying, you got to get 60% right, or you got to get 65% right. It's not that black and white. So what I would suggest to you, so that you focus more on passing the exam and that you're more, really focusing on what's important and is in your control and not worrying about things that are out of your control, I probably wouldn't worry about what the minimum passing score is. And a lot of the things that you might be seeing on social media or some of these forums like Analyst Forum or Reddit or whatever, I don't really check these things out very much, but what I've seen is people will take what they think is an educated guess, or people will write articles about it, and they're all trying to be educated guesses. But it really doesn't matter because you can't impact it. You can't really plan for it. You really don't know what it is. It doesn't matter because you don't get your scores, so don't worry about it. What I would say to you, and this is my personal opinion, this is not a fact, but it's my personal opinion, if you're getting about 60 to 65% of the questions on your real exam correct, you're probably going to have enough points to pass. But you know what? There's no brilliance behind that statement, because if I want to make it even better, I could say, well, you should get 70 or 75%, or 90%. Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, if you get 90% of the questions, I would hope that you pass if you get 90% of the questions correct. So let's not overthink this. Let's not try to control something that is not in our control. Let the Board of Governors determine what the pass rate is. Are the pass rates getting more? Are the pass rates going up? Is the exam getting more difficult? Absolutely not. The exam has the same level of rigorousness, same level of difficulty, and same type of process of determining passing scores as it did even when I was probably a candidate. Just because one exam, you see the lines much more this way or that way, doesn't mean that it was a harder exam. The Board of Governors is not sitting there going, let's make it 80. They're not doing any of that kind of stuff. Stop the conspiracy theories. Save that for politics. There's no conspiracy here to fail you. There's no conspiracy to make it as the minimum passing score as high as possible or unnecessarily high. It's done in a very fair way. Trust me on that. It's done in a very fair way. You will be fine. Just focus on passing. Try to do the best you can and let the chips lie where they lie. Even if you don't pass, you can't turn back to the CFA Institute and say, prove it. They don't have to prove anything to you. You just didn't pass, and you move on to the next exam cycle if you decide to take the exam then. But again, in terms of the minimum passing score, I would just say, don't worry about it. Doesn't matter. There's no exact percentage anyway. They're not manipulating the minimum passing score, and it's not getting tougher to pass the Level 1, Level 2, or Level 3 exam. Okay, so again, focus on passing. And if you're really focused on passing, work with me, Nathan Ronen at Chalk and Board. And you can check out my website at chalkandboard.org, CHALK and AND, board, BOARD.org, chalkandboard.org, and you'll have my email there, my phone number. You can contact me, and I'd be happy to discuss this with you further if you like. But again, don't worry about it, and I'd be happy to help you pass your exam and get you that score that you need, that you can meet the minimum passing score, whatever it may be. Okay, so let's work together to pass, get you through Level 1, Level 2, and Level 3, get you to know how to do the item sets, the multiple choice questions, or the essays, and get you your charter and finish with this. Okay, have a good day and hope to hear from you soon.